Welcome everyone to Meet the Candidate, a series hosted by Smart Plainfield. In this video, we bring you answers to questions about why candidates want to run for the Board of Education, and once elected, what they plan to do in office. Today, Kayla Bellan of SUNY Cortland sat down with Castro.
Hi, my name is Kayla Bellan. I'm going into my senior year at SUNY Cortland. I'm majoring in history and Spanish with a minor in African American Studies. I've been invited to interview candidates running for the Plainfield Board of Education. Here with me today, I have Castro. Do you want to take off my mask?
Yes, please.
All right. Just so we're a little bit more comfortable during this. So, Josie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, just provide some simple background before we get into the rigorous questioning.
Yeah, for sure. So I am from Plainfield myself, born and raised. A year after graduating high school, I left for the military. Went to school, and 17 years later decided to move back to Plainfield because that's where my family is, and my nephews are still in the Plainfield public school systems here. And that's one of the big motivators why I'm sitting here today.
Oh, that's great, thank you. So I think we should start with the questions now, right?
Yeah.
So what are two strengths, skills, or insights that you would bring to the board?
Yep, so I think importantly, like I previously said, is that I was born and raised here in Plainfield, so I am a product of the Plainfield public school systems from grade K all the way to 12. My parents came at a very young age from Mexico and El Salvador, having me and my brother at a pretty young age as well, having to adapt to a new city, a new country, a new community, and also trying to provide a roof over our shoulders and make sure that the kids, me and my brother at the time, were doing well in school. They tried their very hardest, they tried their very best, but unfortunately, I still struggled a bit in high school, and I didn't think I had many options, so I joined the military. And I think a lot of kids are in a similar situation I am, acknowledging the fact that 70% of our students 70% plus are Latinos, many coming from families from a different country. They're going through a same or similar journey that I'm going through, and I understand firsthand that there are extra resources that these children need. So that's one of the insights I bring. And as far as skills, I think I bring structure. Being that I was in the military for 4 years, and after that working for companies, you have to have structure in order to accomplish things, and that can encompass a lot of things. For me, it's having that strategy and that plan and that vision that everybody works towards, so things could go as smooth as possible.
So to continue the questioning, if elected, in what way would you ensure the board functions as a team, working towards one goal, a quality education for all Plainfield students? Do you think that this military background will help there?
I do think that my military background will help there a lot. So one of the things that I've noticed in the board meetings that I sit in is that there is a lack of a vision and a strategy. So a lot of the times, board members can get hung up on the small and wrong things. And that's what happens, when the group isn't working towards a common goal, like little hiccups are going to be big hiccups. And secondly, I think that we really need to instill a sense of respect within the board members, respect each other. I've been able to manage with all types of personalities, being that I was in the military, so I'm pretty good at navigating through personalities and kind of trying my best to bring people together to work towards one common goal.
Considering the population in Plainfield is largely Latino, once elected, what will you do to gain Latino involvement in the education system, especially with the challenging school year this one is set to be?
Very, very good question. Very tough question to answer, because I do believe that our current board members, they do see the need to involve our Latino community a lot more. It's something that's on everyone's radar, it's something that's on everyone's mind, so that's a good thing. I personally, since I've been back, I've been very involved. I did digital marketing for many years, so a lot of my efforts have been on digital, especially with COVID-19. But I'm very active in the Latino community page. There's over 10,000 Latinos on there, and I'm always posting stuff about what's going on in the school, are schools going to reopen or not. And it gets a lot of traction, it gets a lot of attention. The intent is there, the people want to get communicated to, and I feel that they see someone who they can resonate with, who's actively out there trying to reach out to them, they'll gravitate towards it, because the little posts that I put on there, they do get a lot of traction. So hopefully, being that they can relate to me, it would make them more inclined to be a little bit more involved. And also fixing the communication platform that we have towards the Latino community. We need to revamp that up 100%, because it's not really doing what it should be doing currently.
So how do you think, as a board member, if you do get elected, that you will be able to remedy these things or enact change?
Yeah, for sure. So I became a member of the League of Women Voters maybe a year ago or 2 years ago. And one of the reasons why I became a member of the organization was because I was going to the BOE forums, I was going to the voter booth to elect our councilman, and I saw a very poor, low voter turnout. In the forums, I saw no Latinos in there. So, in order for a community to progress, we all have to get involved and want to push any type of change. So if I were to get elected, one of my biggest efforts would be to reach out to the Latino community, maybe partner up with the League of Women Voters if that's possible, and put together events to get them a little bit more inclined to, if they're eligible to register to vote, and if they are registered to vote, to vote.
Yeah, that sounds great. It seems like you have everything figured out. Almost, right? So I feel like the only big challenge that's coming up, besides COVID and everything, is that there was a reduction in state aid by $12.6 million. Do you think that this is going to make the goals that you want to achieve a little harder, or have you already kind of started trying to factor that in?
So I'm a big firm believer that with challenging times, there's always room for innovation. Can we use that money? 100% yes. Can we find ways to move things around to make some of these, because we can't wait, we can't wait 2 or 3 more years, we have to start making these changes now. So I do think there are tactics and ways that we can look at what we have and move some things around to make some programs that are going to, further educate, better educate the students here in Plainfield.
Okay, well, it seems like you are a very qualified candidate. You've answered all my questions beautifully. It was great talking with you today.
Likewise.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for being here.
Of course, yes, it was my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yes.